Loneliness is becoming a silent epidemic for men in the modern world. It's not just about missing a girlfriend or a partner. It's when you have no one to share your thoughts with, no true friend to lean on, no arms you can fully trust when life feels heavy. And loneliness doesn't just eat away at your spirit. It can slowly destroy both your health and your mind. But here's the scariest part. Most men don't even realize it. They still live, they still work, they still smile on the outside, but deep inside, they feel empty, meaningless, and completely unseen. In today's video, I'm going to reveal 8 hidden behaviors that quietly push men into loneliness. And if you recognize even one of them in yourself, this is your chance to change. Because the truth is, connection doesn't just happen by accident. It must be built, step by step, intentionally. And the very first behavior, the trap that countless men are already falling into, begins right here. Number 1. A life consumed only by work. You can wake up at 6 a.m., bury yourself in work until late at night, and when you look back, you realize you haven't had a single real conversation all day, beyond emails and meetings. You tell yourself, I'm doing all of this for the future, for stability, for responsibility. But have you ever asked yourself, are you truly living, or just working to numb the emptiness inside? Psychology calls this the productivity trap. When a man uses work as the measure of his worth, slowly losing every social connection. You're so busy you no longer have time for family, for friends, and then one day you notice all that surrounds you is a computer screen and 4 walls. Don't get me wrong, work and ambition matter. But if work becomes your entire life, you'll pay for it with loneliness you don't even see coming. So carve out even a small part of your day for real connection. A meal with friends, a quick call to your parents, or simply sitting down, having a genuine conversation with someone you trust. Connection doesn't make you weak. It is the very energy that makes you stronger for the journey ahead. And when work is no longer your only hiding place, many men stumble into another trap. They turn to distractions, endless screens, endless games, endless noise. Number 2, replacing real connection with distractions. Picture this. After a long day, you come home. You turn on the TV, open YouTube, scroll through Facebook, and before you know it, hours have slipped away. On the surface, it feels like you're relaxing, but the truth is, you're only filling the void with temporary distractions. And then the question arises, are you actually connecting with anyone or just with a screen? Psychologists explain that our brains can be tricked by the feeling of being busy or entertained. It makes us believe we're not lonely, but when the screen turns off, the silence feels heavier than ever. Now, distractions aren't evil if used the right way. But when they become anesthesia for the soul, they push you further away from real relationships. So instead of another hour scrolling, send a quick message to an old friend. Meet someone for coffee, have a real conversation, and you'll be surprised how much lighter, warmer, and more alive your heart feels. Because true connection can never come from a screen. It only happens when you open your heart to another human being. And here's the key. Many men keep waiting for relationships to just happen, forgetting that real connection must always be built, nurtured, and chosen. Number 3, stopping active connection. Do you remember the last time you reached out to a friend first? Or how long it's been since you invited someone out, just for a meal or even a simple cup of coffee? Silence has a way of becoming habit. You wait for others to make the first move, and when they're caught up in their own busy lives, everything slowly slips into emptiness. So the real question is, do you truly have fewer friends? Or have you built an invisible wall of distance through your own passivity? Social psychology reminds us, relationships are like living trees. They survive only when watered with small, consistent actions. When you stop reaching out, those bonds begin to wither. Until one day, they're gone. Try something simple. Send a message right now to the friend you've been thinking about but never wrote to. Start again with just a short conversation. You'll see, one small act can be enough to reopen the door to connection. Don't wait for the world to come to you. Be the one who builds the bridge that closes the gap. And yet, here's where many men fall into a subtler trap. The longer they live with silence, the more they convince themselves they don't need anyone at all. Number 4. Telling yourself you don't need anyone. Have you ever whispered to yourself, "I'm fine on my own. I don't need anybody"? It sounds strong, even noble, but in reality, it's just a wall you've built around your own heart. Many men grow up believing that needing others is weakness, that a real man must be independent, carry the weight, and be tough enough to never lean on anyone. But the truth is, humans are wired for connection. Every one of us longs to be seen, understood, and shared with. It's not weakness, it's natural, it's healthy. When you deny that need, you don't become stronger. You only suffocate the very part of you that craves connection. And one day, you'll realize you feel utterly alone, even while standing in the middle of a crowd. So here's my advice. Begin by admitting you do need meaningful relationships. You don't need hundreds of friends. You just need a few you can trust. People you can call in moments of struggle or simply share joy with. True strength doesn't lie in saying, "I'm fine alone." It lies in acknowledging your emotional needs and allowing others to step into your life. And this is a turning point. Because once you let people come closer, sooner or later, you'll face an even bigger challenge, having the courage to open your heart instead of locking every feeling inside. Number 5. Avoiding vulnerability. When someone asks you, "Are you okay?" your default answer is almost always, "I'm fine," even when inside, you're carrying a storm. We've been taught that emotions are a burden, that sharing is weakness. So many men choose to hide behind a forced smile or a casual joke to deflect the truth. But here's the reality. No one can truly connect with a version of you that is always fine. People can only come closer when they see honesty in your eyes, when they hear the feelings you've been holding inside. Vulnerability is not a crack for others to exploit. It is the doorway to deeper connection, the bridge that allows you to be seen, heard, and truly understood. If you keep suppressing everything, you may live inside a perfect shell, but it will always feel hollow, and that hollow space is where loneliness eats away at you, day by day. So here's the challenge. Share one fear with someone you trust. Speak out the emotions you usually try to bury. Every step you take toward opening your heart is a step closer to real connection. And when you do, you'll realize something powerful. No one person can carry all your emotions, your expectations, your struggles forever. And that is exactly why you need a wider circle of connection. Number 6. Lacking a support system outside of dating. Picture a man who leans entirely on his girlfriend or wife as his only source of connection. Every joy, every burden, every pressure, all poured into a single relationship. At first, it sounds romantic. But in reality, it's like building an entire house on one single pillar. The moment that pillar cracks, the whole structure collapses. When a relationship ends, many men fall into complete emptiness. No close friends, no safe place to open up. And that's when loneliness becomes a dark abyss that swallows them whole. You weren't designed to walk through life alone. You need friendships. You need brothers to share with. You need conversations that go beyond love and romance. These connections don't just balance you. They make you stronger when life tests you. So don't wait until everything falls apart to start looking for friends. Nurture those relationships alongside your love life, because a healthy social circle will ensure you never feel truly alone, even when your personal relationships face storms. And within these connections, there's another crucial element, a skill that, if missing, will keep every bond at the surface level, never allowing them to grow into deep, lasting attachment. Number 7. Lacking social communication skills. There are men who are brilliant at their craft, yet the moment they step into a conversation, it's as if their voice gets locked away in silence. They don't know how to start, don't know how to sustain a connection, and eventually, they retreat into their own private world. This is not an issue of self-worth. This is a skill, and skills can be learned, practiced, and mastered. A simple greeting, a genuine smile, a heartfelt question. Sometimes that's all it takes to break the walls of loneliness. Because people connect through emotions, not through flawless words. If you avoid communication because you're afraid of being awkward, You're building your own prison of silence, and every time you stay silent, the distance between you and the world grows wider. Remember, communication isn't about talking more. It's about daring to open up, daring to be truly present in a conversation. And when you can do that, you'll discover that deep connection doesn't come from cleverness. It comes from sincerity. Yet even when sincerity is found, many men still create another barrier for themselves. A barrier from within. One that convinces them they only deserve love and connection if they achieve certain standards. Number 8. Tying self-worth to achievements. One of the biggest traps that leads men into loneliness is when they tie their value as a person to their accomplishments. They believe that only when they reach a certain income, a certain title, a certain position, do they deserve to be loved. Picture this. You decline invitations, you avoid relationships, all because you think, I'm not successful yet. I have nothing to offer. But the truth is, people are not searching for a perfect version of you. They long for someone who can share, someone who can walk beside them, someone who can be truly present in this life. When you tie your worth to achievements, you turn love and friendship into a competition, instead of the connection they're meant to be. You wait until you're perfect to open your heart. But the paradox is this. It's the act of opening your heart that helps you grow faster than any achievement ever could. You deserve connection, even while you're still on the journey. You deserve love, even before you reach the destination. And sometimes, it's the very relationships you embrace that will carry you farther, both in your career and in your life. So if you still believe you must prove your value through accomplishments, remember this. No one stays by your side for the numbers in your bank account or the titles on your business card. The ones who remain are the ones who see the real human being behind it all. You see, loneliness doesn't always come from having no one around. It often begins with small habits, with the false beliefs we carry day after day. The behaviors you've just heard may seem harmless at first, but over time, they slowly choke your ability to connect with the world. And the result is this. Even when you're surrounded by people, you can still feel lost, left behind. The message I want you to remember most today is simple. You don't need to be perfect to deserve friendship, to deserve love, to deserve connection. You only need the courage to be present, to open your heart, and to truly live. Loneliness is not your destiny. It's simply a signal, reminding you that it's time to change. And you can begin that change today. Start with one text, one phone call, or just a simple nod to spark a conversation. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. If you found it valuable, please hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Who knows, your story might be the inspiration another man needs to step out of his own circle of loneliness. And remember, real connection is always out there, and you are worthy of it. I'll see you in the next video.